Hey, what's up, everyone? Have I been gone long? Yes. And that's because I'm not doing too well. In my brain, if you know what I mean. But I thought I would dig myself out of the trenches and perk up some of y'all's spooky season with 5 recommendations for some kickbutt horror TV shows that you can start binging in October. This is because, a lot of times there's recommendations for horror movies to watch, but what if you don't want the nightmare to end? A horror movie will last you a day, but a horror TV show will fully last you the month, if not the rest of the calendar year, especially if it's an older horror TV show, because those things would have 22 episodes per season. So, get ready to add a few things to your watch or rewatch list. Also, these are in no particular order, so don't come for me in the comments. Number 1, Charmed. Yes, I know there's a major bias going on here because half of my YouTube channel is literally me geeking over a 2-decade-plus old show. But it's for a good reason. I can't imagine a single occasion that Charmed wouldn't be relevant to have playing on your screens. For those unfamiliar, Charmed is about 3 sister witches who live in San Francisco in the 90s, have special powers unique to each sister, and they fight warlocks and demons and gods and bad guys pretty much on a weekly basis. New viewers are totes going to appreciate the spooky gothic energy that season 1 has. Seriously, there's no better way to catapult yourself into the Halloween season than with this show. The vibes, the scares, the camp, it's all there. And there's 8 seasons with 20 plus episodes per season, so you know you're pretty much set for the foreseeable future. I kid you not, it honestly feels like each episode is like a movie, and then they're all connected. It's incredible. Check this show out. Trust me, you will not regret it. Oh, and I'm talking about the 1998 version, not the remake. That doesn't exist. Number 2, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And yet, another bias because there are definitely some Buffy videos floating around on this channel, but honestly, you could have a TV show of Sarah Michelle Gellar watching paint dry, and you know I'll be tuning in and buying all the seasons on Blu-ray. Truly a national treasure she is. He said while being Canadian. But Buffy will have you screaming, crying, and throwing up in the best way possible. Think Goosebumps, like the one that had Ryan Gosling in that one episode, but for adults. Yeah, it's that good. For new viewers of the show, Buffy is a show about a blonde teenage girl, yes, the blonde part is important, who has superhuman strength and was chosen by fate to protect the world from vampires, demons, and other ghosts and ghoulies. She rocks leather pants, hangs out in graveyards, carries a stake around with her, and saves the world. A lot. And holy heck, does she look awesome while doing all those things. And she still finds time to do her homework. Couldn't be me. Seriously, this show has some legitimately terrifying episodes, little to no plot holes, a strong mythology, and is basically a comic book come to life with a CW budget. You have 7 seasons of this show, with only season 1 being 12 episodes, while all the other seasons are 22 episodes minimum. Talk about a binge fest. Number 3, Angel. I don't have any Angel videos on this channel yet, and I should legitimately be put behind bars for that crime, because when I tell you this is one of the most underrated shows that you will ever come across. Angel is a spin-off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but the really cool part is that you absolutely do not have to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order to understand what's going on in Angel. How do I know this? Because I watched Angel without watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and didn't need to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order to know what was going on. And in my defense, I was too young to even know what a crossover was. I just thought it weird that Angel would sometimes reference some girl named Buffy, who I was like, oh, this must be a common name because there's a Buffy in that other show. Kids, am I right? But a Lorelai Gilmore tangent aside, Angel is a show about a private investigator who helps the helpless who, get this, is a vampire. He drives a Plymouth GTX that I legitimately thought was an Impala this whole time, stays out of the sunlight, always wears black, has an actress friend who is also his personal assistant who also came over from Buffy, and has a rogue demon hunter to help out with missions. And yes, because this takes place in the Buffy universe, Angel is also fighting demons, witches, warlocks, and oh yeah, they're vampires like himself. But wait, why isn't Angel a bad guy, you might ask? It's because he has a soul and is aware of the difference between right and wrong, which most vampires aren't, but also he can't ever truly be happy because he was cursed with a soul and used to be a pretty terrible, horrible, not so nice guy when he didn't have a soul and has to spend the rest of his life redeeming himself. Yeah. I know, it's a lot to take in. Holy heck, imagine having a show to watch during Halloween, and you don't only have the scares, the flares, the comedy, and all that jazz, but you also have each episode laced with some crippling existentialism and the paralyzing weight of adulthood. If that isn't scary, I don't know what is. No, seriously, out of all the shows on this list, this one will truly dig deep into your psyche and have you terrified for all 5 22-episode seasons of the show. Number 4, we have Supernatural. Ah yes, Supernatural, the seal of the WB horror TV shows that started with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What's interesting is that Supernatural is to Angel as Charmed is to Buffy. They're very similar shows, but their unique executions make them original enough to be considered entirely different, which is rewarding for viewers who are looking for more of the same, but desperately want something unique at the same time. Supernatural follows two demon-hunting brothers who are looking for their demon-hunting father, and if that was all that there was to the story, I'd be the biggest liar on the face of the earth, because I can promise you that there is no way that initial premise would entirely sustain the 15 seasons of mostly 20-plus episodes the series had. There are insane plot twists sprinkled throughout the show, a lot of Christian elements that helped inspire the show. Some episodes will have you in a state of insomnia, and the growing list of lore and side characters will have you coming back for more. And yes, while it is 15 seasons long, I don't think there was ever a time where I was legitimately bored with the unholiness that was unfolding on my screen. You'll see some really healthy male relationships and positive portrayals of brotherhood, but you'll always be left scared at the end of each episode because you quite literally don't know who is going to die in the next one. It's a perfect show for October, and they not only cover a lot of terrifying creatures from the Bible, they also explore their own spins on concepts like jinns, shapeshifters, witches, wendigos, Bloody Mary, urban legends, and so much more. They also have a crossover with Scooby-Doo at some point, like literally the cartoon they have a crossover with. I'm not kidding. Seriously, check this show out. And number 5, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And here we have a recommendation that's way lighter than the other options presented so far. So if you're someone who likes to up the comedy and keep the scares and spooks to a minimum, this October recommendation is for you. Welcome to the world of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. No, I'm not talking about the chilling adventures of Sabrina, because that would put you right back into Charmed Buffy territory, but specifically the OG Sabrina the Teenage Witch, who was played by Melissa Joan Hart from 1996 to 2003 on ABC before they moved over to, you guessed it, the WB. This is one of the best sitcoms out there and has Halloween written all over it. And each season, except the last one, very specifically has Halloween episodes where characters dress up and engage in some plot-related hijinks. The show itself is very light, very cute, and very 90s coded. Think Boy Meets World, Full House, Clueless, that kind of vibe, but with a magical twist, like Bewitched without the domestication. So the show is about a 16-year-old who finds out that she's a witch and learns all about the wonders of magic while living with her 2 aunts and their sarcastic talking cat. Over the course of 7 seasons, with 20-plus episodes, you will laugh, you will cry, you will be scared, and you will feel loved because there's something magical about the show that makes you think you belong to the Spellman household. Oh, and also they ride vacuum cleaners instead of broomsticks, and their linen closet can teleport them across the galaxy. It's actually so freaking awesome. And there you have it, folks. Check out these 5 shows this October if you want ongoing scares with characters that you're familiar with instead of movies where you start off with 7 people and are left with one final girl/boy at the end. Also, what's crazy is literally every single show on this list is a WB show. If they didn't start off that way, they definitely ended that way. And if they did start off that way, they ended as a CW show. Actually insane. I guess Warner Brothers is really good at making bingeable content, or at the very least acquiring IPs that generate bingeable content. Hit that subscribe button for more werewolf, bar mitzvah, spooky, scary videos, and let me know which one sparked your interest in the comments down below. And if you're someone who is rewatching these or has already seen them all before, let me know which one is your favorite and why. You can definitely have more than one. Chat with y'all later. Happy Octoberween. Bye.